foreign agent of Russia and the Zionist Jews of Israel, Donald Trump, the 47th president of the United States. It's Trump, that's Gematria 47. 47 years after the Iranian Revolution, Donald Trump bombs Iran. He cucks for Netanyahu. He serves the interests of his other master, Mad Vlad the Putrid. The war brought to you by Vladimir Putin and Benjamin Netanyahu. The Ayatollah was assassinated 47 years after the Iranian Revolution. Now, the Ayatollah is still there. They couldn't keep their story straight. Oh, it's for liberating Iranian people. Really, liberating Iranian people, bombing oil refineries, polluting their sky with toxic chemicals, destroying their water filtration, their water desalination plant. You know, that's not helping the Iranian people. Oh, it's to stop Iran from nuking the United States. It's 2002 all over again. It's weapons of mass destruction all over again. It's a lie. Iraq never built nuclear weapons. It's all regime change. They wanted to take over their oil. Netanyahu just wants to create a greater Israel. Religious zealots like Pete Hegseth, who has Crusades tattoos, thinks they can bring about religious Armageddon. Literal nut jobs. In the Pentagon, some military generals have said that, well, Donald Trump was brought to you by the Messiah to bring about the Armageddon and the return of the Christ. I mean, these people are lunatics. They are useful idiots for Israel. Iran nowhere close to a nuclear bomb, experts say. There is no nuclear bomb. U.S. intelligence said that Iran was not ready to launch a preemptive strike. But let's go back to June. It was in the middle of negotiations that the United States bombed Iran. They said, whoa, we took out their nuclear weapons program, and now, oh, they have the nukes, we have to stop Iran. So they lied back in June. They want war. The United States is owned by AIPAC. This is all about America fighting Israel's war for them, because according to elite Zionist Jewish supremacist beliefs, they believe that the Goyim, their lives mean less than the Gentiles. So you have to sacrifice the Goyim. That's what they believe. So-called chosen people's lives matter more than all of the Gentile Goys. Back in March, U.S. intelligence said Iran wasn't building a nuclear weapon. So that's how you know they are lying. Netanyahu said he was waiting 40 years to bomb Iran. He was begging for war for 40 years. He's a war criminal. He is committing genocide in the West Bank. He is torturing and inflicting violence on Palestinians. He has a bribery scandal where he gives gifts to media members in exchange for reporting the news favorably about him. Netanyahu's a criminal. Putin is a criminal. The United States is now buying oil from Russia. Mad Vlad the Putrid. The Europeans can't get their oil because they stopped buying oil from Russia after the Ukrainian invasion. Divert resources away from Ukraine towards the war that is meant for Saudi Arabia to have greater influence in the region. And it's all about Israel expanding. It's all about the West, Israel and the United States taking over Iran and pillaging the country of their resources. There was two advisors who were real estate developers. They're both Jewish. They advised bomb Iran. So did Jared Kushner, who's bought by the Saudis. Netanyahu repeats the same lie because he has been thirsting for war for over 40 years.
Stopped. Iran could produce a nuclear weapon in a very short time. It could be a year.
They have the wherewithal, the stored up, preserved knowledge to make a bomb very quickly if they wanted to.
Iran is so dangerous. Weeks away from having the fissile material for an entire arsenal of nuclear bombs.
They're very close. They're 6 months away from being about 90% of having the enriched uranium for an atom bomb. Iran is gearing up to produce 25 bombs, atomic bombs a year, 250 bombs in a decade.
Iran will be capable of producing alone, without importing anything, nuclear bombs within 3 to 5 years.
Once Saddam has nuclear weapons, the terror network will have nuclear weapons. Next thing you'll see is a nuclear bomb in the World Trade Center. If you take out Saddam's regime, I guarantee you that it will have enormous positive reverberations on the region.
Ha! Full of shit. Full of shit. 20 years in Afghanistan. Are the secularists running Afghanistan? No, the Islamic fundamentalists. Who's still in charge? His son. His son took over. There are no clear objectives. It changes every day. Now, the dollar is about to collapse when these countries stop receiving money for their oil in U.S. currency. That's what killed Gaddafi in Libya. He was exchanging, they were buying oil, and he wanted to receive euros. So this is part of it. But Iran has a very mountainous terrain. The same geographical conditions in Afghanistan. That's why the Soviet Union notoriously lost when it tried to expand to Afghanistan. The same outcome happens regardless if you invade Iran or don't invade Iran. So drop out. Don't die for Israel. Where's America first? Let's produce our own energy. Let's have more manufacturing jobs. We're on the right track with Joe Biden. But under Donald Trump, now gas here in Arizona is $4.50. Right, from $3.50, $3.60 in the Phoenix here. It's now $4.50. Saudi Arabia, the gas prices, they make more money from the gas prices. The oil companies do. Vladimir Putin, if the United States is buying oil from Russia, they're going to use it towards their war of aggression in Ukraine, and they can even use it towards supplying Iran with more missiles, more weapons, more drones. So this is how you know he's a puppet. 47 years after the Iranian Revolution, it's wartime. The invasion on the 28th day, Israel is 28. Now, a false flag attack is imminent. Look at how far Iran is from the United States. It can obviously bomb Israel and other surrounding territories because of the close proximity to Iran. But is a missile going to reach California? No. If an attack happens in California, it's because the war is vastly unpopular. Their only way to get the public to support the war is through a false flag attack. Now, 9/11 is a false flag attack. See at the end of the video how 9/11 is a false flag operation. It was a false flag operation to justify warfare in the Middle East. Dick Cheney was a CEO of oil company Halliburton. This was about enriching war contractors and garnering more resources in the Middle East. If there's an attack in California, it's so that it gives everybody a reason to support going to war. Hopefully we've learned our lesson from 9/11. Not enough people are learning their lessons from the failed wars of aggression in the Middle East. Not enough people are learning from the failed disaster that is Iraq and Afghanistan, that's only designed to benefit the military-industrial complex, makes money off of selling weapons and bombs and warfare. Donald Trump's two sons have invested in a drone company. What a scam. Oh, he's going to keep us at war. He started one in the Middle East. You think we're... How does bombing Iran and sacrificing their spiritual leader in the peak of Ramadan gonna make them like us? Bombing them during Ramadan, just stoking the fuels of fury and revenge. This isn't about democracy. This is about control. This is about empire for Greater Israel. This is about influence for the Sunni Muslim. Saudi Arabia, they're Sunnis. Iran, they're Shia Muslims. Sunni and Shias come into direct conflict with each other. The false flag warning, the next 9/11 is going to happen in California. California is 88 and 52. Trump is 88. So false flag operation in California. What about false flag? False flag is 33. So what happened with 9/11 33 years after? Okay, was it? It happened 33 years after Bush became governor or something. What was the stat? Maybe 33 years after the World Trade Center was built. Maybe 33 years after Bush graduated from Yale. Inside job is 87 and 42. Iran is 42. And notice how the 2024 election was rigged. Also, Russia benefits from this too. Vladimir Putin said that the collapse of the Soviet Union is the greatest geopolitical catastrophe of the 20th century back in 2005. So Putin wants to see the United States collapse too. He's a war criminal. They're all war criminals. Netanyahu is 37. World War III in abbreviation is 37. World War is 42. Again, Iran is 42. Inside job, 42. Could be an inside job. I don't have any information on if the bombings of Pearl Harbor was an inside job or not. But Eisenhower in the 1950s did warn America of the pending military-industrial complex. That kind of developed right after, right as the Cold War was about to start. Remember, in the middle of negotiations, twice it was the United States and Israel that attacked. Greater Israel's 87, inside job 87, Russia 87. Vladimir Putin wants to be a big player in the region, but obviously he wants to expand his empire too. So the United States has not been involved in NATO meetings. Three evil men who run the world: Trump, Putin, and Netanyahu, all about expanding their empire. That is what World War III is about. Power and control. Three old men, three criminals, two of them charged by the ICC. Trump is a criminal too. There's no evidence that they were trafficking drugs or anything. The Fisher boats assassinated two heads of state. These are war crimes. Doesn't matter if you don't like the government. that in itself is a crime. Charging Maduro is laughable for crimes outside the United States. This is about controlling resources in Venezuela. Harder to refine the oil in Venezuela. You have to combine it with the Iranian oil to refine it better. So they always wanted to invade, to bomb Iran, and attacking Venezuela was part of the grand overall scheme. Harder to refine the oil, but they need some of that oil from Iran in order to refine it easier. But this is all about benefiting oil companies. And all the money from the oil sold went directly to a bank account in Qatar, not even to a treasury account. So it's going directly to Trump's bank account. It went directly to Qatar's bank account because Trump got the plane from Qatar. So yeah, I would be wary of the next false flag attack. Rigged election, Bush didn't win Florida in 2000. False flag attack, America goes to war. Rigged election, Musk and company absolutely fixed the election. There's no way he wins the election after losing the popular vote for his previous two general elections. Rigged election 2020. Another war in the Middle East, false flag attack.